Welcome to Good Day Columbus. I'm Jackie Orozco here with Maria Durant. Columbus Fire tell us that one person is dead after an early morning house fire.
Haley Nelson has been following this breaking news for us this morning. She is live in East Columbus with the very latest.
The city of Columbus is going after drug companies claiming they had something to do with the city's opioid crisis. The lawsuit was a joyful moment that you will only see on Good Day Columbus. A soldier reuniting with his kids. Check it out. The FBI says it has foiled a potential Christmas Day terror attack on San Francisco's popular Pier 39. The agency says former Marine. So many people out there, and I know our goal this year is 50,000 toys. You've seen it every year.
I know. I hope even more.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, we'll be right back with a pastor who gets his, well, legs waxed.
We'll explain that story next. In 2 days, the people of Alabama will decide who should represent them in the U.S. Senate. Tensions continue to grow between the two candidates, but one has a seal of approval from President Trump. Alabama's Democratic candidate, Doug Jones, is picking up some steam. But speaking about the weather, well, it's not very frightful, but it sure can be delightful. That's a song, right? Right here in Columbus this time of year. Lexi Sweet from Experience Columbus is here joining us with some of the great activities going on right here, right now in Columbus. So what's a good way for folks to get out and about? We might see some rain though today, but you know, just to get in the holiday spirit. 10th annual Harmonies for the Holidays concert is today, but we've got a special preview coming up, so don't miss it. Everyone, of course, is focused on Star Wars: The Last Jedi this weekend.
We certainly are.
And the show, Batali released an apology saying, quote, much of the behavior described does in fact match up with ways I have acted. Now, in the next story, 5 women are now accusing Dustin Hoffman of sexual harassment or assault. Variety magazine is reporting new claims.
Some people thought, well, it was the perfect running weather in their Speedos.
So ladies, get your drool napkins out. You don't want to miss this one, trust me. We'll explain why these guys stripped down to their undies, and it's all for... Did you see that, Phil?
I did. He just went flying out the door.
We should have that for Phil. Fly out the door when you're going to go do your weather.
There you go.
Well, I got to watch it. The new floor in here is very slick. So
Now, there are new details about the allegations of sexual harassment against Representative Trent Franks, the Arizona Republican. When you think of stargazing, you probably imagine staring up in the sky on a warm summer night, but it turns out you may be missing half of the show. Paul Sutter here from Ask a Spaceman, a podcast on YouTube, is here with us today. You have lots of arts and crafts here.
Oh yeah, I brought it all out.
Yeah, so let's start from the beginning. This is something fun that the whole family could do, right?
Yeah,
So this
yeah,
is a cool little project for kids, you know, really cute. Lots of beads. Unfortunately, you can't do it with the Milky Way. You don't have enough beads unless you want to get 300 million, right?
Yeah, which means you would have to literally fill up this entire building with beads.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it, and we'll be right back with more of your sports headlines. Stay with us. And all week, everybody's been asking you if we're going to have a white Christmas.
yeah, well, we talked about the rain on the way, heavy rain.
'Tis the season for giving and unfortunately scamming. The trick is to know which charities are actually legit. The Better Business Bureau has a few things to keep in mind to make sure you don't fall victim to a scam. Research the charity before giving. That's one of the tips. Avoid ones that don't tell you we're less than a week away from Christmas and plenty of shoppers are waiting to the last hour to find that perfect gift.
Right, congratulations to all of them, right?
Yeah, very exciting. And if you follow the Royals religiously like Maria, listen up.
Reusable hardware.
For the first time ever, the company launched a used spacecraft on top of a partially used rocket. Very interesting. The first stage Falcon 9 booster was recovered after the launch. So, do you decorate outside, Phil?
No, I do not.
What? Do you not really?
Well, does this surprise you?
You have to get into the
like you're
Christmas
shocked.
spirit. Well, it's too late now. It's cold outside.
Yeah, it's cold. Remember,
And speaking of weather, strong winds are still fanning one of the most destructive wildfires in California's history. More people are being evacuated this morning from areas north of Los Angeles. So this graphic right behind me, you can see right here that the number of children in foster care just continues to skyrocket. Experts say if the opioid crisis continues by the year 2020, Ohio will have more than 20,000 children in foster care, and that's nearly double since 2013.
You thank me for all the sunshine we had yesterday.
Yes, thank you very much.
But now you said it's going to be a damper today.
Yeah, you know, the clouds have already moved in. It's going to be kind of a gray afternoon, and then some rain showers move in.
But you always bring us sunshine here.
Oh, see, I try.
What does she want?
I don't know.
It's almost Christmas.
You're angling for a Christmas present, I can tell.
Bigger one.
And this is so cool, the little pineapple. Just cut this out.
That's what you're doing right there.
She cut out the top and just wrap it around.
All right, great. So
So-
the next thing?
Yes, I have plenty here for you.
And if
We
you want
love
to
this.
save money on holiday gift cards, this looks so neat.
Yes.
So go ahead, you can explain it.
So these are paint samples, like from Lowe's or Home Depot, and I
at
always
this.
make fun of my sister. She has a ton taped to her wall because she never made the decision of what color to paint her wall.
Faith leaders aren't the only ones on the front lines. Franklin County's Therapy Dog program is working to help children cope with the violence. So I got to follow our favorite deputy, Mattis Canine, on his mission to heal the youngest of victims.
That's a boy.
Mattis is keeping pretty busy lately.
He has an uncanny ability to kind of gravitate towards the kids that need him the most. Whenever people need us, we will go to them. So it's just, they just need to call us.
He and his partner Stark are part of the Franklin County Sheriff's Office Therapy Dog Program, the first of its kind in the state. They help traumatic victims of all sorts of situations, including kids who've been plagued by violence in their neighborhoods.
It has proven to help people reduce anxiety, reduce depression, reduce stress levels.
There have been 7 homicides in Columbus this week alone. Last night in Barthman, 4 people shot, including a 9-year-old girl. Police say she was attending a vigil for another homicide victim. She's going to survive physically, but mentally that could be another story.
Essentially what it does is tell children that their world's not safe, whether that's their home, their school, their community.
Jennifer Sherfield with Nationwide Children's Hospital is a mental health advocate.
Certainly we have a slew of children who are being seen.
She talks with kids who are exposed to all sorts of violence. Here at the Center for Family Safety and Healing, they help about 1,300 kids a year. If one-on-one counseling doesn't help, there are always these furry guys.
Because it does work. It does put people at ease. It helps calm children down.
Mental health experts say families can create safe environments in unsafe neighborhoods just by having safe spaces at the home or by looking for a community center where they have family-friendly events. A scary scene during a Buckeye basketball game at the Shot.
Disclose right now.
More details on why the entire arena had to be evacuated. We'll have that story after the break.
This has not only been an eyesore here for the community, as you can see behind me, but just last year, police have been called out here about 400 times. That's why city leaders are so excited about this demolition to finally bring back some life into this area. City leaders say the Commons at Royal Landing is plagued with crime, drugs, and violence.
After being a source of constant problems for too many years.
A few years ago, a little boy died after being pinned underneath a kitchen oven. Police say the oven was being used to warm the apartment. The city had warned the complex's owner about the lack of heat in several units. So last year, city leaders decided to take matters into their own hands, buying the 17-acre property to begin much-needed change.
Today's construction kickoff signifies the largest residential demolition effort in the entire country.
The Whitehall mayor being the first to take a swing at the demolition. 48 buildings will soon be destroyed to make room for a new development called the Norton Crossing. It will be a mixed-use residential, retail, and office development.
It is exciting to help transform this blighted property, which is currently a drain on local and county resources, into an actual viable community asset.
Now, the groundbreaking for the brand new construction will begin in the spring for a grand opening in the fall of 2019. Reporting live here in Whitehall, Jackie Orozco, ABC 6 News. Home just in time for the holidays.
We fell in love with it when we first laid eyes on it.
Jeff, Mike, and their dog Princeton were one of the first to move into Wheatland Crossing in the Hilltop area.
I feel that more places like this needs to be built within the neighborhood and other locations throughout Central Ohio. because of the fact that there's a need for it.
That need, finding affordable housing for the senior community.
When you think about the need for housing for folks 65 and older by 2030, it's going to double.
The developer says the need for affordable senior housing is so great. Every one community they build, just like this one, they need to build 10 more just to keep up with demand.
We were lucky to be the fourth developer who could actually make something happen here.
The 3-story building has 42 units. It's also one of the first new developments in the Hilltop area in several decades.
The site once had the Columbus Psychiatric Hospital, a historic set of buildings that fell into disrepair, and the buildings have been cleared and demolished from the site in the 1990s.
The land sat vacant for years until now.
2, 1. All right.
The cost to develop this entire community, $8.6 million.
This is proof of what bonds and tax credits can do in the public-private partnerships.
Jerry and Mike's 2-bedroom apartment couldn't be nicer. Best of all, it's affordable.
It is very affordable. We pay $689 a month.
A huge lifesaver for them.
And do you think Princeton approves?
He does.
Reporting in the Hilltop, Jackie Orozco, ABC 6 News. Take a good look at all these cats. They all need a new home. The Humane Society of Columbus spent hours rescuing them from this Gahanna home Wednesday morning.
Well, if you can imagine a residence with 100 cats inside, conditions were quite deplorable for the animals, especially for the human living inside.
The homeowner, this man, 60-year-old Daniel Slyby. We tried talking with him.
Were you just trying to help all those cats?
But he never turned around or said a word to us. The whole time he covered his face. We even caught him crying as he watched all of his cats get hauled away.
Most people do have bonding toward those pets, so it can be emotional. We understand that. And then, again, you have to do right by the animals.
At first count, there were about 90 of them. Neighbors couldn't believe it.
90? That's almost 100 cats. Only 1 and 2 or 3 is okay, but not 90.
Yeah.
But there were more. Police say they got a tip from some neighbors.
We believe that was a concerned neighbor called about the smell from having cats.
Frances didn't call the police, but she says the smell was overbearing. She says she would see the homeowner disguise the odor, too.
In the evenings, my son comes over and I say, David, do you smell that odor come across there? But he gets out there and hoses that stuff up and works himself to death.
Now that's putting an extra strain on the Humane Society, even shutting their adoption today so they can focus solely on helping all these cats.
Do the best we can, give the animals tender love and care, but certainly drain on human resources at the Humane Society and our financial resources.
Now get this, in total, the Humane Society rescued 166 cats. Unfortunately, 55 of those cats were found dead inside the home. Now, all of them are right here at the Humane Society. We don't know their conditions at this point. The vets are looking at them right now. Now, if the homeowner is convicted, he could be facing a $750 fine and up to 90 days in jail.
Will the cats be up for adoption, Jackie, once these wellness checks are taken care of?
Well, as of right now, you can't adopt those rescued cats because the homeowner is scheduled to go in court next week. But the Humane Society says that they have 64 adoptable cats right now, all of them looking for a warm home. For now, reporting live here outside the Humane Society, Jackie Orozco, ABC 6 News.
It's 5 days until Christmas, and some of the hottest toys completely sold out, like these LOL dolls. But Toys R Us managers say they'll be getting a shipment tonight. Other hot Christmas toys this year, Hatchimals, gaming systems, and of course, the very hard to get fingerlings.
It's been pretty hard. My coworkers are all looking for them.
They are interactive baby monkeys that respond to sound, motion, and touch. This YouTube video explains.
If you swing your monkey side to side or front to back, your monkey will laugh hysterically.
Toys R Us and Polaris selling them for $18 a pop.
There's always the one toy that all the kids talk about and you don't really see it in the store, so I think it's just, I have to get that.
We found about 30 of them at the Toys R Us, but shoppers kept snatching them up.
It's been so hard, and it's really one of the only things my daughter's asking for this year. I go to Walmart once a week, and they're
Nothing.
Until right now.
Until right now.
We checked out a few stores and called around too.
Thank you for calling your local Walmart.
But the hot toy all sold out at the places we called. Hi, do you guys still have those fingerling toys?
No, we have none left.
Are you guys going to get a shipment at all tonight? Or
Probably not. I don't think we're probably going to get any more in.
The demand for this robotic monkey toy also creating a market for fakes. The toy maker Wowie has sued 165 manufacturers of fake fingerlings earlier this year. But these shoppers relieved they found them and can save Christmas. She doesn't want to let go of the fingerling.
Emma, show her your unicorn. Tell her what you got.
In Polaris.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Jackie Orozco, ABC 6 News.
And parents teaching their young kids, making them going to donate. Like, I want to teach them young.
And I don't want to brag, but we raised a lot of money. I mean, I saw probably about $8 million got put in that bucket.
Columbus is going after drug companies claiming they had something to do with the city's opioid crisis. The lawsuit was filed in federal court yesterday. It goes after a long list of opioid manufacturers. AJ Hawk is back with us, and he's joined by his lovely wife, Laura.
That's right. So if you're still in some need of some holiday gifts this season, well,
all the speeches what these kids were saying, and they had no script. They had it memorized, and it was a lot of passionate. Yeah, it was.
You said even one of them was like 6 years old, and he did so well.
Yeah, and he won first place in his division there.
That's awesome.
You were busy yesterday. You were ringing the bell out at Easton.
Yes, and then
it was a long day. Down there.
Yeah, it was a nice day, so I was running around.
It was.